of home ownership and taxpayers in our community. For those of us who love Mount Vernon, we all want responsible home ownership. We seek those who are willing to move here and become a proud homeowner. I just want to add, this is my letter I just want to leave with you. I also want to add that our first responders, our educators, we're giving them funds to live upon, but they're moving out of our city. They're moving out of our city because they can't afford to live here. Again, they are being priced out of the market. In my own neighborhood, when it comes to foreclosure homes, we have burnt out buildings. And it's a horror show because when you go and you try to put your house on the market, they're looking at the whole neighborhood, not just your place. Your place may be magnificent, it may be kept well, but because your neighbor over here, your neighbor over there is not doing what they need to do, and then your home, then people around you, they're renting out their residence. They're not living here, they're renting out your residence. The house that burnt down on 4th and 2nd, they rented out that residence, and what happened? They used to ride up and down the street with those motorized bikes, and they took the bike inside the house and burnt the whole house down. The whole house, left our neighborhood looking raggedy and tacky. And now we're moving people into the neighborhood once again they're buying homes, they can afford it. We're being priced out. Our children who are raised here, who love our neighborhood, can't afford to live here. They're moving, should I stop? They're moving to other locations because my son, my oldest son told me, Mommy, I can't afford to live here. I want a home. Please help us help our residents. Stay here. We're a city of homes. Let's prove it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have Jenna Kane. Is Jenna Kane here or online? Jenna Kane.
I'm online.
Hi, how are you? Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 4 minutes to present. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jenna Kane. I live at 14 Keats Road in Thornwood, New York. Am I allowed to present with a partner who's also on Zoom?
Well, you usually have to present for yourself. You're speaking in regards to youth climate action demand?
Yes. So I represent the organization Sunrise Westchester. We're a hub of the larger national Sunrise Movement, a youth-led progressive nonprofit organization fighting climate change. We believe our message should be heard through nonviolent action, and our main goals are a Green New Deal, eradicating environmental injustice, and spurring the economy through high-quality and good-paying green jobs. So I am here to talk about our Youth Climate Action Demands, which is a Sunrise Westchester specific initiative that we began to unite municipal climate action throughout Westchester. So first, we would like to acknowledge Mount Vernon's progress in sustainability, including participating in the clean energy community program and working with Columbia University on the thorough Sustainable Mount Vernon report. We'd also like to acknowledge all the work the city is putting into rebuilding the sewage system. We know that requires a lot of time and resources, so we appreciate your time here tonight to speak on sustainability. So first, our ask for you is to register to be a climate smart community. The Climate Smart Community is a program provided by New York State that provides grant funding to municipal governments. To do so, you must pass a resolution with a specific Climate Smart Community pledge, and once the resolution is passed, a primary contact, like Sustainability Coordinator Shane Brooks, would create an online Climate Smart Community portal, and that's it to registration. And then our second ask is a little more long-term. In order to move towards certification under the CSC program, the city must create a CSC task force. We ask that when you create your task force, it has at least one youth representative from Mount Vernon High School or other high schools in the city's public school system. To reach out to high school students, you should contact the school counselors at the contact information on the school's website, and they will put out a notice of the opportunity. Youth representation on the city's CSC task force is important because the climate crisis is going to impact younger generations the most. Our future is at stake, so the youth deserve a seat at the table. Additionally, being part of a community
Everybody
effort
just
working
wait
towards
for it. I'm going to comment in a
sustainability
moment. I
is a
just
great
want y'all to,
opportunity for
I want to
youth
let
to
this
learn
young
more
lady
about
finish, and
political
I'm going to
systems and
switch
can help shape
to
the
what I
next
signed on
generation
for,
of
okay?
political leaders.
Just wait a
So
moment,
thank you
please.
so much for your time and consideration. We will send a document to summarize our statement shortly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. At this time, we have Erwin Billy. Is Erwin Billy online?
No,
No?
it's not.
Okay. Axel Eberman is in-house.
Let's see
Hi,
if
Axel,
Ash is going to
state
say.
your name and address for the record. Thank you so much.
Axel Eberman, 61 Magnolia Avenue. Good evening. I'm here tonight to speak on a strange piece of legislation and also ask some questions. The moratorium on new retail operations of certain types in Mount Vernon. So as far as I understand it, this would entail that certain operations like hookah shops, car repair shops, and so on cannot open up again in Mount Vernon, not get permitting for building permits to open up the businesses for 2 years starting at the end of this year. So there's a couple of things that are really strange about it. First of all, I think it's misguided because it is not really. If you see it this way, you're a landlord in the city of Mount Vernon. You own a property, right? It may be shuttered. It's an eyesore. Somebody comes and wants to open up a business, right? I'm not sure if the city should be the arbiter of like who your tenant could be, right? I mean, it's better we have some store in there paying property taxes and sales taxes than nobody, right? So, and also like who determines what we like and don't like? I might like a hookah shop, somebody else don't like grocery shops, somebody, it's extremely arbitrary, right? I don't know if the city should get involved in that on that level. The way how the entire thing was introduced was really strange too. It's like, what is the role of the IDA in that? Why, like it was mentioned that this has something to do with the comprehensive plan, then why is it not coming through the planning department, right? Why is the IDA suggesting micromanaging what kind of businesses can do business in Mount Vernon? I mean, it's just a really, really weird thing. And in terms of procedure, right? It's like, so basically, Robin Mack comes before the council and says, I want an executive session. And the reason that she states is, I don't want to speak on camera. Now, that's not a good reason for an executive session. She is in a public facing position, right? And that should be, if there is a reason for that, the public deserves to know. Now, the council then goes on a fishing expedition to basically like kind of make the executive session happen. Right? It's not your role. If somebody comes and states an invalid reason for an executive session, say no, right? You don't need to make it happen, say, is it personnel? No, it's not really personnel. Or is it legal? No, it's not really legal. Well, it's potentially legal, but I don't really know. And then you go into executive session. This would affect a lot of property owners and businesses, right? And they wouldn't even know why, because you guys went into an executive session for a reason that didn't seem legit, right? So if you also say there are a lot of landmines in there, like Brian Johnson will be very busy if you vote this through, right? Like if you're banning certain churches, right? I'm sure there will be some people who don't see that this would be the proper way of doing it on First Amendment grounds. So I would really
Everybody just
implore you
wait for
to
it.
A,
I'm
vote
going
no
to
on
comment.
this, B,
Just
also
please
kind of
hold.
think
Just
long
please
and hard
hold.
with these executive
I'm going to
sessions. That should
comment.
be the exception,
Just
and it
hold for
shouldn't
1
be that
second,
anybody
y'all.
who wants
Just
an
want him to finish.
executive session gets one, right? You can say no to this, and just basically also, if you do the executive session and afterwards you realize, I hope you ask her what this potential legal liability was, and if you determine that that was not valid, please release what the presentation was all about so the public knows why you want to bar certain businesses from opening in the city of Mount Vernon. Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
So I'm going to move away from this.
One last call for Erwin Billy. Did he come online or no? Okay. So at this time, we'll have responses from our council persons.
All right, we're not going to listen to them. We're going to move to what I really brought you here for. Just going to close this, and I'm going to flip the camera in a second. Let me just get to where we got to go. Here we go. So for everybody watching on Instagram and everybody watching on YouTube, what you're looking at here is the Mount Vernon City Council's website. If everybody on Instagram, you're looking at my computer screen, and I'm just moving it over so you can see very clearly that this is the City of Mount Vernon's website. This is the calendar of the city. Just want to zoom in for everybody on Instagram that's watching real quick, y'all. Everybody that's on YouTube and Facebook, just bear with me for a second. So I want everybody on Instagram and Facebook to see this. You're looking at the city's website, and it says public hearing and regular city council meeting, date December 28, 2022, time 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And it says Wednesday, today, in the city council chambers. And then they go on to list a Zoom link. And then they go on to provide links below. These links below, right here, are all of the procedures and corresponding documents. And there's nothing on this website that says the public hearing on the city council for the budget was at 6 p.m. Earlier in the meeting, there were members of the public that showed up to speak on the budget, and they were told the public hearing happened at 6 p.m. So you're looking at the website in real time. It's now 7:50 p.m. at night, as you can see on my computer and Instagram. Or on Instagram, by the time of this live stream, you can see it's 7:50 p.m. December 28th, and it's really concerning that they would go to this length to hold the public hearing at another time. So like, just take a look, y'all. Like, I'm gonna hit list on the website so you can see. This is the list, right? I hit it a couple times. Look, December 1, Cable Advisory Committee, December 5. Let's go down. Hold on. I'm just, everybody bear with me that's watching online, looking at my phone. December 21, 28. Boom. Look at this. I'm gonna highlight it. It says public hearing and regular city council meeting, 7 p.m. That's what it says. Click more details. See Mount Vernon's website, right? It does not say 6 p.m. anywhere. Nowhere. It says 7 p.m. I'm highlighting it for everybody to see on Instagram and online. So this is what I asked you to wait for. I just wanted you all to see in real time that the City Council of Mount Vernon basically shut the public out providing comments on the budget. And the budget is an 8% tax hike. It is truly a shame that this is what they've decided to do. And I'm I'm really I'm not surprised, but I'm very disappointed and I'm disgusted because they're talking about raising people's taxes approximately 30% when you do the math with inflation and you do all of the calculations of what is going on. So they're raising taxes, they're reducing services. You know that they shut down the senior center at the Armory, they shut down the animal shelter. Now they shut the public out of commenting on the budget. I hope that the taxpayers and the residents not only keep this in mind as they get ready to go into voting for June, but we talk about possibly protesting the budget and filing an Article 78 to force the city council to hold a proper hearing with proper notice. They sent out an email literally on yesterday. They sent a notice out on on Tuesday, December 27th, saying that they were having this public hearing and proposed, city council meeting at 7 p.m. That's the time that's listed on the city's website. And it is truly astonishing that they would then say the public cannot comment on the city's budget because they held the hearing at 6 p.m. when the city's website says 7 p.m. And it's an 8% tax increase that they're proposing. But when you factor in 10% inflation plus other cost adjustments for cost of living, it rises to damn near 30%. So I just want and I'm not, and what I mean by adding other costs into it is the sustainability fee that was added that goes up to which is for sanitation, sewer, and water. There have been no corresponding increases in charges for sanitation, sewer, or water, but they increased and added a regressive tax on everybody that Mount Vernon residents and all the property owners have to pay. So that's where you get to the 30% rate. So I just want you all to know that on top of them shutting the public out from public hearing on the budget, they also are looking to pass legislation that limits the types of businesses that can open up in Mount Vernon. So what is going on? I don't know. I heard a resident and constituent raise the concern that, and you heard it too, that hookah shops, auto body shops, and other types of businesses cannot open in Mount Vernon. There's a moratorium on them. So wait a minute, what's the economic plan? These businesses create jobs, they create real possibility for people that want to work here and live here. But the message that's being sent now by the city council and the heartless Patterson Howard administration is you can't even do business here. So, what is the economic game plan? What's the vision for the city? What is going on with not only this administration, but how can, you know, we as a public be surprised with all of these moves that are really going to hurt us. So I'm hoping that that everybody asks more questions, and I'm gonna hold a series of conversations with the public about this, and hopefully we can get some attention on these issues because it is absurd that the that the that the city council and the Heartless Howard administration literally in just a few moments ago shut out the public from commenting on the budget. They put on the city's website, as you can see, 7 p.m. People showed up. People were not allowed to comment. And now what? I'm hoping that the city's law department recommends the city council call another public hearing and save everyone the hassle and aggravation of having to challenge them on this. And I really wanted to get into asking the questions to the city council to so they can then go and ask the real questions that need to be answered by the heartless Patterson Howard administration about the animal shelter, the armory that they closed, which housed senior citizen programs that they shut down, but also programs for our youth, programs for the most vulnerable in our community. So everybody, just look at what I'm showing you. Take a look at what happened tonight. I'm putting my camera back in so people on Instagram can see again. 7 p.m. Right, city council meeting. They didn't do it, and here we are. We're literally shut out of this meeting. And it is a true disgrace that the city council did this. I believe it's totally illegal. I believe that it is a dereliction of their duty, and I believe they all need to be held accountable for trying to ram through this budget without any public input whatsoever. And meanwhile, we have $25 million that the city has an opportunity to get back. And the question